The U.S. Preventive Services Task Force just commissioned a review of the scientific evidence of vitamins to reduce heart disease and cancer. Their update, published in the Journal of the American Medical Association, had some surprising findings. Here to talk about them is our 9 News health expert, Dr. Paul Coley. Good morning.
Hi, Natasha. Good morning.
So how many people are taking vitamins?
You know, it's kind of surprising, more than we think. So more than half people said that they take some sort of dietary supplement in the last 30 days, and about 1 in 3 adults say that they take a multivitamin. And if you think about it, I mean, a lot of us think we're doing the right thing by taking it for good health.
Yeah. And why are they taking then vitamins?
You know, there was some data early on that vitamin deficiencies may be associated with some increased risk for certain types of diseases, cardiovascular disease, potentially cancer. And vitamins, as we know, have antioxidant effects. They also have anti-inflammatory effects. So in theory, maybe it makes sense to try to take a vitamin to sort of make up for those deficiencies and also really have those antioxidant, anti-inflammatory effects on board.
You know, like I take vitamin D because I had cancer, and that's something my oncologist wants me to take. I also do take multivitamins, and I've had a number of doctors recommend that. You know, what's your take on multivitamins?
Yeah, you know, I would say after this new recommendation came out, you may want to stop taking your multivitamin because the U.S. Preventive Services Task Force says that there was insufficient evidence to conclude any benefit to multivitamins, and there couldn't really tell if there was harm. So there were some small studies that maybe showed it helps with cancer, doesn't have any effect on cardiovascular disease, but also some potential increased risk for cataracts. So that when they're looking at these endpoints, it looks like kind of a whole bunch of different endpoints, but nothing clear emerging as a benefit. So I would talk to your doctor and see if you really still ought to be taking, because I'm telling most of my patients from a cardiovascular disease perspective to stop those multivitamins.
And most of them are doctors who are also taking them. So that's really interesting you say that. So there was one vitamin that was found to actually cause harm and increase the risk of cancer?
Yes, very surprising. So beta carotene was associated with a substantially higher risk of lung cancer, particularly in individuals who had smoked or been exposed to asbestos. And we used to take that vitamin for eye health. I remember I used to take it in the 90s because it was the thing that everybody was taking, but it's really a no-no according to the Preventive Services Task Force. And there are other vitamins that in excess, and you mentioned vitamin D, may potentially be associated with harm as well. So excess doses of vitamin D, if you're not deficient and you're repleting yourself to very high levels, can cause kidney stones and can cause problems with the bones. Similarly, they saw that vitamin E in excess can be associated with hemorrhagic stroke. So those are strokes where you bleed into the brain. So I think the take-home message really from all of this says that too much of a vitamin can be a bad thing.
Very interesting. It would be good for people to maybe research a little bit more and then also talk to their doctor about any kind of vitamin deficiencies and what they should be taking.
That's exactly right. So my approach to my patients is don't just take a multivitamin for health. Generally, if you're following a well-balanced diet, you shouldn't need one. But if you have a specific deficiency, you may need to be on a multivitamin. And I want to remind you that the Preventive Services Task Force looked only at 2 types of diseases, cardiovascular disease and cancer, because those are the top killers. But when it comes to our bone health and when it comes to other reasons, we may need to take calcium or take vitamin D or something else. But don't just take it willy-nilly because you think you're doing good. Talk to your doctor, tailor your vitamin regimen to your specific deficiencies in your diet.
Okay, very interesting work there. All right, Dr. Coley, thank you.